Hey, Shalom, Shalom. Hey, Yahweh Shem Yahushai Ba'Shem Rakak Wadash. Hey, double honors unto my apostles and elders, a great millstone. Peace and safety to all the sincere Akim that's out here pushing this word in truth and in all sincerity. Shalom. And shalom to you sincere sisters as well that are out there listening. All right, this is going to be a real quick one. I'm a titleless. I don't have a title to it right now, but I'll do it in the post-production. But this is basically going into, as a Hebrew Israelite, you should have some understanding of the Hebrew language. The scriptures say, what is that, in Zephaniah, that the Lord would turn us back to a pure language. And that pure language is the Hebrew, the Ibarium. The Hebrew, the Lashon Kodash, the holy tongue, as people scoff and scorn at. Right? But through faith, if you are a Hebrew Israelite, you know, you profess this, you teach, you know, you wear your garments, etc., you know, all of these different things, you are doing yourself a disservice. And I'm speaking to myself first, because I was a victim of this, of not truly laboring. Oh, that's the spirit. The vehicle in front of me. 144. All praise Yahweh Shem Yahushai. That's the spirit. You want to labor. This is part of that labor. This is part of your labor and understanding. Like I was speaking to an elder of mine at the camp just now, and we were speaking on the fact that this ministry, this scholarship of ours, this tutorship of ours, however you want to look at it, is not one-dimensional. It's not just simply, you know, reading the scriptures and doing a few lessons and going, and, you know, that's a major portion of the curriculum. It's necessary. But within all of that, you got to dive into, you know, you got to dive into language arts. You got to dive into vocabulary. What all classes do you take when you're trying to get your scholastic scholarship and even in the world? All right. So sometimes you might have to dive into maps, language, you know, arts, culture. There's a lot of elements of which, you know, you gotta get into. Scriptures say we have an unction to know all things, but that unction, or that pursuit of knowing all things, it ain't just gonna come by you just simply. The Lord is not just gonna download it like Neo in the Matrix. You gotta labor, you gotta toil, you gotta put the work in. Scriptures say to study to show thyself approved. You gotta study, but within your studies, it's a spectrum of things, and one of those is the Hebrew. Like I said, I don't have a title to this video yet, but the title is as a Hebrew Israelite, you got to be able to speak some Hebrew. You got to understand how to. And I'm gonna tell you this. You know, I was talking to the brothers here. You know, you definitely want to have the paleo, which you had this woman questioning the Lashon Kodash in this video, which I've been wanting to do, and I'm gonna do an actual official response to it when I can actually pull up these references. But there are many historical examples throughout history outside of the Bible with that shows the historical proof of the Paleo Hebrew. You know, the Dead Scrolls, the Moab stone. I forget, it's another one that some starts with a. That's why I said I'm gonna do a lesson on this, going into these artifacts that prove the Paleo Hebrew. The Paleo Hebrew is Hebrew. All right. That is the original tongue. But see, what's happened is that, of course, when you go into Psalms, the 83rd chapter, and it speaks about, let's make sure that let's put Israel out of all remembrance and make it no name. Well, that was the destruction of our people. That's all elements of it. That's when you go into First Maccabees and it speaks about us not being able to keep our laws and our high holy days. That's an element of our culture, our worship. Not being able to keep our laws, statutes, and commandments. Not being able to speak our language. Them taking our language away from us is a very major part. So here we are. Now let me be the first one to say, the deeper that you get into the Hebrew, the more you actually understand that, like, the Lord is going to have to give us this language. The Lord is going to have to give us back our pure language in the kingdom. But if you haven't put any labor into trying to learn your language, you really can't lean on the aspect of, oh, the Lord's just gonna give it to us. You haven't labored into seeing the elements of which, yeah, we'll never get it down packed, no matter how hard you go into this. All right? All right. People be weird, man. Start cutting my comments off. You people are weird. This is not for you. You should go look at porn. Go jack your dick off or something. You know, go watch porn. Go watch cartoons. A lot of you, this is not for you. I spoke about scholarly. I'm speaking to men that are in the pursuit of their scholar. A lot of you are just dumbasses. This message is not for you. It's probably a good 5 to 6 of you watching right now that really, you should just scroll. This isn't for you. Majority of you, this is not for you. I'm speaking to people that are in the pursuit of their culture and their language. If this is not you, go cut the sticks on. Go cut the sticks on. Go watch some porn. Go eat some unhealthy food. Go do something stupid. All right? But I'm speaking to the men that are in this labor. If you're not in this labor, I'm not talking to you. Most of you barely pass English, let alone learning another language. All right? So part of your development is, don't overlook the language, your linguistics, your language arts. You should know the alphabet. You should know the Abba, Gada, Hawaza, Kalama. You should know the Hebrew alphabet. That's literally 101. And then when you learn these things, you learn different elements so that you can do what? You could be able to create prayers. You should know the prayers. In the Sirach, the first chapter in the prologue, it speaks about the power of the Hebrew. Any words uttered in any other language gives not the same power as those spoken in the Hebrew. All right? Yeah, you people are bugged out, man. So again, you want to know you should know your prayers. You should know the Lashawan. You should know the paleo. You should know the alphabet, right? You should know the Lord's Prayer. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Quarash, Hayash, Ka, Yahweh, Malakwat Taba'a. You should know the Lord's Prayer. You should know the curses. You should know the anointing. You should be able to, you should definitely know the anointing. How do you pray over yourself? How do you pray over your family? Somebody asks you to pray for them. You should know how to. Now, of course, in the spirit, if you pray in the English, the Lord will hear you. The Lord will receive that because he understands not everybody is going to be as strong in the language as others. And that's fine. That's why I said this is nobody is going to be able to have this language. It's really it's a pure language. And we're in a defiled state. So technically speaking, you're not going to get it. We are not going to get it in its perfection because it's a lot of rules. It's a lot of elements to it. It was taken from us. All right. The Lord said that he would cut off our heritage. Another word for your heritage is your culture. And what is a culture made of? Hey, the American culture, what is the language of America? English. That's why most Americans get mad at people who come here and don't learn the language. Hey man, this is America. You gotta assimilate. You need to learn how to speak English. Yeah, that's true. If you live in Germany, you should be able to speak some German. All right. So it's the same with us. If we say that that's what we are, we're Hebrew Israelites. You don't want a person, because I've had people, some people try to scoff at you. Oh, you're a Hebrew Israelite. Well, speak some Hebrew. Do you know how to speak Hebrew? And you should see their face when you say yeah. Like I said, you're not going to be as fluent as, I'm not going to sit here and say that. I'm not that fluent in the senses of I could do a 5-10 minute, 3, 4, 5. I couldn't. I'm not that strong, but I do have my strengths within it. But I also have my weaknesses. But until you dive in and indulge in the language, you won't know. And it's a real demon that tries to keep us from the ability of diving into this language. Now, like I said, to those that don't know what the hell is going on, this is not for you. All right? Those, blessed are your eyes for they see, blessed is your ears for they hear. If you're in the spirit of the Lord, man, dive into this, man. Give yourself, and what I like to do, and I'm about to close up here. What I like to do, or what I've been doing, or how the Spirit has worked, there's a season for everything. Right? Like, there's a season of the year where it's like how there's a season of the year where it's like you got a taste for certain things. Like, man, you know, this is in season. I'm eating a lot of watermelons. Or this is in season. You eating collard greens or squash, zucchini, whatever. You know what I mean? It's the same thing in the spirit. When it's spiritual food, soul food. So when you're eating, sometimes you might not deal with the Hebrew, but maybe in your soul it might be the spring. Might be for me it's the fall, winter. The spirit where it's like why I'm so heavy in it right now, because it's like it pulls me in this time of the year. So that's why I'm lesson on this, because see, when you're dealing with the blue letter, you got to know the Hebrew, even though that it's a transliteration, translating it. But so as I've gone further in my studies, I realized the importance of, you got to know the Assyrian, the modern Hebrew. All right, you have the Paleo Hebrew, and you have what is called the Assyrian Hebrew, which when most people think of Hebrew, they think of. And I'm gonna say we should know both, and that's a challenge that me and brothers are here are about to partake in. You should know both. You should be able to read a precept in both, because why? It's our language. All right. Hey, so with that, I'm gonna close this up. I want to give all the glory and honor to Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai B'Hashem Kavarash Shalom, which is Hebrew, meaning all praises and honor and glory and blessings to Yahweh B'Hashem, who the world intimately calls God and Jesus. Yahweh in the name, B'Hashem in the name of Yahweh Shai, in the name of the Son. You see, that's Hebrew. All right. So with that, I'm going to say Shalom, which is Hebrew. Shalom.